afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Langhorse Field on the campus of Elmhurst College. I'm Tim Calderwood alongside Tony Menestra. It's the CCIW opener today. Elmhurst at 2-1, welcoming the Vikings of North Park University, who, Tony, were a surprising 3-0 during the non-conference season. A lot of people are saying that North Park has taken some huge steps forward as a program, and this could potentially be the year that they end their basically 10-season losing streak in the CCIW. Obviously, Elmhurst right now with other ideas. The Blue Jays, in fact, right away saying we want the football to start this game.
How about that? Sending a message right away, and they are stewing now after the loss 2 weeks ago at the University of Chicago. The first loss in really the last decade in the non-conference schedule. Their first September loss since 2002 for the Jays. They had 2 weeks to sit on it with the bye last week, had 2 weeks to prepare for this option offense as well.
And Natoli with the kickoff for North Park. John Janis, Corey Tunn deep for the Blue Jays. We are ready for action on this Saturday here in Elmhurst.
And Corey Tunn's leading the CCIW currently at 27.5 yards of return.
It's a very, very short kick taken from the 27-yard line by an up back. On the return is George DiMaria, sophomore linebacker from Boca Raton, Florida. He'll set Elmhurst up with some decent field position, starting 1st and 10 from their own 35.
Well, Joe Furco, number 7, is the signal caller. He's in his third season now as a starter, and he sits atop the CCIW after the non-conference schedule as the most efficient passer in the league through yards, completions, and passer efficiency.
He'll fake a handoff, throw. It's tipped and intercepted on the first play of the game. Wow. Willie Sawyer with the interception for North Park, and a turnover on the first play of the game.
Another look at it here as Furco's rolling. Just a bad bounce for the Jays as Sawyer takes advantage of it, puts North Park in great position on the other side of the 50-yard line.
North Park 1st and 10 at the Elmhurst 36-yard line.
In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and we'll have our first look at one of the most efficient offenses in the CCIW, at least during the non-conference portion. The triple option attack of the Vikings, who this season have only thrown the ball 8 times. In fact, their quarterback is the leading rusher in the conference. He'll hand off straight ahead on the first play of the game, and a whole lot of nothing there.
Well, the key to defending the option is patience. As you take a look here as the up back gives a little short motion, and it gives to the fullback. We'll see quite a bit of this action. You have got to be patient. It's a slow burn offense. 3 and 4 yards a crack is what's intended, but you have to maintain your discipline defensively. The big key is, can the defensive lineman, and especially Alfano at nose, keep the offensive lineman off the backers and allow them to scrape?
It was Alfano with the stop right away on the carry from Hassan, the fullback for North Park. Picks up 2, 2nd and 8, 1 minute into the first quarter. In motion comes Barnaby. And Hassan will receive the call again. A whole lot of nothing straight ahead. Right now a lot of motion, but they're not going to the wings to start the contest.
Testing the center of that defense, and the Jays are out there with their starting unit. They did not adjust the personnel all that much here in the off week. They're going to go with their starting 11.
2 weeks, a long time to sit back and think after a loss like what happened 2 weeks ago at the University of Chicago. Elmhurst outgained Chicago by over 200 yards in the ball game and really just shot themselves in the foot at some inopportune times, and especially when they were driving late to try and tie the score. 3rd and 7, spotted at the 33-yard line of the Blue Jays. Krebs is under center, and we have a delay of game for North Park. This could be a situation of just not really being used to having 3rd and long.
Sure. And this is an offense that works entirely on rhythm and staying ahead of the sticks. 3rd and long for an option offense is all that much more difficult.
Elmhurst defense up front, Justin Phipps and Dan Vicari the ends, Pete Alfano in the middle. Linebackers, Ryan McGuire, Wayne Tuxson, George DiMaria. John Janis, Ryan Johnson, John Gruchot are the safeties. The corners, Mark Evangelista and Jamal Lane. It is a pass. Krebs is hit, but he has an open target, and it's in and out of the hands of John Barnaby. Krebs was headed the wrong way on that play.
Here you see little play action look. Krebs drifting and just kind of floats it out there. Safety sitting on it. Great play on it. They'll have to punt.
Off of the back foot on the pass attempt for Krebs, which, as we mentioned, is just the 9th pass attempt of the season. Mark Howard is the punter for North Park.
Pretty good one. He's been averaging about 38 yards a kick. He won't need all of that here.
He's yet to pin one inside the 20, and he'll aim it out of bounds along the near sideline. Where will they mark it? Good job by the Blue Jay defense rising to the challenge. They'll spot it at the 11. Our officiating crew this afternoon: Brad Richardson, the referee; Jerry Mansilla, the umpire; Chuck Graber, head linesman; Tim Kelly, the line judge; John Bork is the side judge; Mike Kaufman, field judge; and Glenn Jackson, the back judge. So after an interception on the first offensive play, Elmhurst returns to the field. Backed up to their own 11, 1st and 10. Furco gives Scotty Williams, huge hole, straight ahead, first down yardage.
And Scotty Williams last week finally broke out for his first 100-yard rushing game of the season. I did not think we'd wait until week 3 to say that as you take a look at it here, cutting through on the zone cut. But Scotty Williams is going to get a heavy dose today.
Here he is once again. They'll spot him actually short of the first down, a gain of 9, but he should have the first down here on his second carry. Up front, Elmhurst with Charlie Hamaki, Brett Virgil, and Chris Kirkpatrick is the center. On the right side is Peter Stamos and Adam Smith. Tight end is Griffin Gibson. Receivers, Rodney Payton, Corey Tunn, Joe St. Peter, Scotty Williams, the lone back, Joe Furco, the quarterback. Furco hands to Williams again, and a huge hole. Williams is off to the races, crossing midfield to the 30, to the 20, chased down from behind by Sawyer at the 16. A huge run for Scotty Williams.
Well, they got a big crease right off of Stamos here on the right-hand side, and Scotty explodes through the line of scrimmage. Just dragged down here by Sawyer at the end, but the pace of the offense, as you'll notice here, as Scotty gets a blow coming off the field, the pace of the offense is already at the line of scrimmage, and they're ready to run a play before the play clock has even started.
11:50 first quarter. Play action. Furco with all kinds of room. Rolling right. Pass is caught by Payton, but he is just shy of the goal line.
Rodney Payton has grown up a lot this season. He is Furco's go-to guy. He has 17 receptions on the year. As you get a look at the play action here, he's quickly climbing the ranks, too, into some of the all-time greats in the receiving totals.
13th all-time in Elmhurst history in receptions. Handoff straight ahead and in for an Elmhurst touchdown. Andrew Tubeck, the ball carrier, the 2-yard dive, and the Blue Jays with 11:32 to play in the first quarter. Strike first.
Well, how about that for an answer? The defense comes out, shuts them down 3 and out after the Furco interception, and Joe leads him back down the field in 4 plays.
Keyed, of course, by the big Scotty Williams run. 3 runs and a pass on the drive. Trevor Spaulding on to try the point after. Hold is bobbled initially, but Jake Lincoln helps out Spaulding, settling it down, and Elmhurst is up 7-0 here in the first quarter. Let's take a look at the touchdown.
And notice the pace of the offense as they're getting up and lining up, ready to run a play. Here comes Tubeck.
Huge hole. Offensive line dominating the line of scrimmage here in the first 4 minutes.
Offensive line of strength coming into this season. We'll get to see them flex their muscles here in conference play, but 4 starters back along the offensive line, very athletic. And I'll tell you, talking to this coaching staff throughout the week, they were not taking North Park lightly. Defensively, they're better. Offensively, obviously, you talked about in the open how they're commanding the control of the offense, and they're leading the CCIW in rushing yardage by a large margin. This was no pushover. So the offense wanted to come out and get a good start, get ahead of the North Park offense here, and let the defense do their thing.
3 carries, 72 yards for Scotty Williams on the drive, including a 61-yard burst to set the Blue Jays up with solid field position. Trevor Spaulding will kick away for Elmhurst. Deep is Cicero Porter, flanked by Sam Cicciaro.
has been a pretty good unit for the Jays so far this year. They call themselves the Wolf Pack. The kickoff unit has been good.
Spalding with a beautiful kick. Backing up Cachero to the 5-yard line. Cachero straight ahead, crossing the 20, down near the 30-yard line. Andrew Tubeck, who scored the touchdown moments ago, in on the stop. Here's a look at the hole for Cachero. 1st and 10, North Park, 11:26 first quarter. Elmhurst in front, 7-0. North Park offensively up front with Kenny Pistorius at left tackle. David Niebuhr, left guard. Evan Gowell is the center. On the right side is Patrick Wallace at guard and Josh Startup at tackle. Quarterback is Taylor Krebs. Surrounding him, Chris Broadway, John Barnaby, and Matt Hassan. Sam Cachero, Nick Weinstein are the wide receivers, and a whole lot of nothing there for Krebs on the keep, rolling right.
Well, they went unbalanced with it. As you take a look at here, you have the center guard and then a tight end.
1 yard gain on the play.
Krebs comes to the short side, nothing going.
Let's talk a little bit about preparation, Tony. How
Sure.
different is it to prepare for an option attack like North Park?
Well, you go back to the years of Augustana, and certainly they ran a little bit of a different wrinkle on it, but North Park will spread you out a little bit. You cannot replace the speed and the efficiency with which they run it with in practice. It's very hard to get scout teams to process this within a week's time. So 2 weeks is really necessary to sort of show the way the defense is going to have to look at it.
And you look at them offensively, relatively young as well. Krebs is just a sophomore, and he's hog-tied down in the backfield. Leading the way for Elmhurst, Charlie Roberts.
Well-timed blitz here. It's Ryan McGuire coming through and slashing into the B-gap, creating all kinds of havoc and messing up the read for Krebs.
A whole lot of nothing for North Park on offense so far today, and we're only 5 minutes into the first quarter. Elmhurst already up a touchdown, and for the second time, it is 3rd and long for the Vikings, 3rd and 12.
Again, North Park playing behind the sticks here. Not a lot in their playbook on 3rd and 12. Very uncomfortable position for Krebs.
Only one wide receiver, that is Cachero, split left. Krebs with motion, options out to the right side, hit initially, spins away, and is dropped at the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to tell you right now, North Park, as you get another look at it here on the reverse option, very successful in the non-conference, but they have not seen speed like they're going to see here today at Langhorse Field. Krebs that time just snowed under by blue jerseys.
Charlie Roberts again leading the way, and Howard will punt for the second time today. Howard in punt formation. A lot of pressure coming. His first punt was only 26 yards. It bounces at midfield and is down on the North Park half at the 49. A short field for Elmhurst to start.
Boy, Howard took his time getting that ball off at the end of his foot there. Tubeck is the fastest guy on the roster for Elmhurst, and he almost took it off his toe.
9:09 first quarter. Elmhurst up a touchdown with the ball.
And ready to line up. They have a play. They're good to go right at the 50.
North Park defensively lines up with Mike Soderland, Chris Mullen, and Fred Fleehan. Scotty Williams will pick up positive yardage, plus 16, in fact, for another Elmhurst first down to the 36-yard line. He's already pushing 100 yards on only 4 carries here in the first quarter. Furco will drift right, step up in the pocket, look left, has his man. It is caught wide open along the near side. The tight end, Vince Gabris.
Plays multiple positions for the Jays. Lining up as an H-back here, coming down the backside on the switch route. Rodney draws a lot of attention, pulls the corner and the safety over. Gabris able to sneak in behind it.
He was eventually shoved out by Kyle Liebforth, who was a linebacker, along with Canmu Dennis, Casey Smagala, and Keith Alpici. The corner, Cicero Porter and Willie Sawyer. Safeties, Darius Dackney,
Williams, the ball carrier.
and also Andrew Saltzman. It is Williams straight ahead towards the goal line, stopped shy at the 2-yard line.
Williams right now, as you get another look at the zone play here, sitting on 21 touchdowns in his career. He can move into third place all time with another 6-pointer here.
It is Williams out to the right side, still diving, end zone, touchdown Elmhurst. 7:58 first quarter, and Elmhurst has grabbed a 2-touchdown lead.
Nice look at the junior tailback there, and he has already had quite a career for the Jays. He is only the 4th back in Elmhurst College history to eclipse the 2,000-yard career rushing mark, and he's still got a season and a half to go here. He's got a little ways to catch Eric Luna, the all-time career rusher, but he's off to a great start.
Spalding with the extra point attempt for the Blue Jays. It is up and good. 14-0. And Tony, you and I were talking off air before the broadcast today. We felt that this Elmhurst team maybe needed to kind of sustain some drives to be able to dominate the time of possession and control the clock a bit. Well, 2 4-play scoring drives, I'm sure they'll take that as well.
Yeah, I think anytime you can get an offensive attack that relies heavily on the running game down a couple of scores, I don't want to say it takes them out of their strategy here, but, down 2 scores very, very early on and playing from behind, you're going to have a sense of urgency if you're North Park. Coach Pethtel is very patient, though. He's taken this program 5 years now to get to where it is, and they run their stuff. But at some point, they're going to have to put the ball down the field as they continue to trail the Jays here, now 14-0.
Do they have that option, though?
Good question.
A team that's only thrown the ball 8 times all year to begin with.
Well, they've been in some fortunate positions so far in the preseason in the non-conference schedule. They've been able to sort of control the clock, control the pace, dictate what they want to do offensively. But now in the CCIW, you're in a dogfight every week, and down 14-0 early, you're going to have to adjust some things.
Porter and Cachero deep, standing at about the 10-yard line. Elmhurst up 14-0, not even to the midway point of the first quarter. The kick will drift to the 12-yard line. It's Cachero straight ahead, stranging directions across the 25, stopped at the 27-yard line.
Boy, how often is it do you see as you see the kickoff team here, the Wolfpack, how often is it do you see a team's leading receiver there first to make the tackle? It's Rodney Payton on the tackle. Check it out here. Take a lot of pride in their special teams here at the college. I know there's the kickoff unit especially, but all the kicking units. Strong presence here for the Jays.
Tim Lester, the Elmhurst College head coach. Coach is wearing special patches this week on the Elmhurst sideline. It's Coach to Cure MD week. Visit CoachToCureMD.org or text CURE to 90999 to donate $5. Passing is Krebs. Cachero badly underthrown and knocked away. He had to stop and turn around. My goodness, this is a team clearly that does not throw the ball.
Yeah, clearly in an uncomfortable position here is Krebs, and he's all of 5'6" or 5'7".
And he actually stepped up into the pocket to make that throw as well.
Goodness gracious.
But it just kind of hung up into the breeze here in Elmhurst.
Well, first down is always key for an offense like this. You want to get yourself in position to a third and manageable situation, which they have yet to do in the first 2 possessions. Throwing on first down is not getting you in that position.
Conditions in the first quarter, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Clear skies, wind out of the north at 13 miles an hour. Krebs will keep, and there's nothing there as flags come in late.
May have caught the face mask passing through here. Looked like he got his jersey, actually. Well, we see some last-second shifting from the defense.
Penalty, number 45, Elmhurst. 5-yard penalty, second out.
Incidental face mask of only 5 yards. Wayne Tuxon guilty.
It's an offense predicated on gap responsibility, too. So if your man's on the inside shoulder, you know who you're blocking. So last-second shifting can really disrupt the flow of an option offense.
And now they changed it. I was going to say I didn't think there was a 5-yard face mask anymore. It's an automatic 15 and a first down for North Park, which is unfortunate. The very first down of the game for North Park comes via penalty. 7:35 left first quarter. Elmhurst up 14-0. Krebs calling out the play. Elmhurst stunting up front. And Krebs will keep. Dropped behind the line of scrimmage by some outstanding Elmhurst defense. First on the scene, George DeMaria.
Yeah, again, the speed at play here. Look at the discipline by the defense. You see the outside safety taking away the pitch man. They're crashing down on the fullback, and Krebs is having to pull it. Maria makes a play in open space.
And another thing we were talking about before the game, Tony, stopping the triple option. The linebackers are such a big key.
They are. As you'll get a good look at it here based on the angle of the camera here, you'll see that they've removed their defensive lineman directly off the line of scrimmage. They're giving them some space to read here and not allow the lineman to get up to the backers.
Krebs passing. Pressure coming. Slips away from one. Rolls left. There's an opening. Keeping, diving ahead near midfield. A gain of about 8 on the play. Sets up 3rd and short with John Janis in for the stop.
One more look at the play action. As Krebs seems very anxious in the pocket, it's not a very comfortable position for him to be in. You mentioned they've only thrown the ball 8 times so far. But it seems as if their best play is just getting Krebs out in green space.
6:05 first quarter, 3rd and 4 for North Park. You would think a running situation here.
For your bread and butter.
And they'll check down.
And the play clock has not started here.
Pitch right. Broadway. Stopped. Maybe a yard on the play.
I'm going to tell you, take a look at John Gruchot if we get another look at this, number 10. He's the free safety running the alley, and this is exactly what you're going to ask your free safety. Coming downhill. Look at this. Boom. Point of attack. Got his head across. Great play by the safety.
Well, North Park did pick up a first down, but it was via penalty. They are stopped. 4th down and 3. And we'll see the punter again for the Vikings.
Good spot for a fake here, midfield.
Mark Howard, all kinds of pressure from Rodney Payton. He'll seek the right sideline, and it'll bounce at the 20. And it'll be spotted there.
Vikings coming in with a lot of energy today. Certainly feeling confident in themselves. They've struggled in conference play the better part of the last decade, have not won a game in conference since 99. Certainly a lot of confidence coming in off the offseason, but today the Jays are putting it on them.
Scotty Williams, just shy of 100 yards. It would be his second 100-yard game of the year. Here's a burst up the middle. Williams with first down yardage, gains 12 out to the 34.
Along with Saltzman.
And quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Blue Jays run the pistol. Williams again, plenty of room. Boy, he's getting 6 or 7 yards before he's even hit, and the ball comes loose. The pile is on. Who comes away with it? The umpire right in there searching. North Park football. Second Elmhurst turnover today.
And second fumble by Scotty this year already. He was a guy that did not have problems securing the football last year. You take a look, big gash off the right side. Helmet on the ball, came out. Now Scotty is a kid that's very explosive with the football. He's been very, very consistent not turning the ball over, but that was the problem last week. You mentioned 2 key turnovers for the Jays last week. Really sparked the Maroons' upset. 4 turnovers overall, down to the Jays.
2 turnovers in the first quarter. Down to 4:39. Elmhurst up 2 touchdowns, but North Park will start for the second time on the Elmhurst half. 1st and 10 from the Blue Jay 41.
We'll see if they get back to grinding it out here.
Krebs to pass. Stepping up, slinging left, overshoots his wide receiver, aiming for Weinstein.
Little short motion option. Krebs on a drop back 7-stepper. just not able to put it on his receiver, and they seem a little out of sorts here.
Please drop in to purchase your
Second down.
gear.
I'm surprised that they're throwing the football.
I am too.
Completely surprised, to be honest with you. Krebs directing out to the right side. Barnaby split that way. And he'll throw again. Pressure coming. Krebs is hit from behind by Tucson. A loss of a yard, so it will be a sack on the play.
Well, they're running an unbalanced look here as the tight end's the lone man on the back end of the line of scrimmage. They're going to roll to the unbalanced look, try to get a two-receiver combo, but just not enough time as Tucson's breathing down his neck.
Let me pose a question. This team got to 3-0. How?
Running the football.
I know you're down 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, but you're throwing the ball all over the place already?
Yeah, how about 314 yards as an average for the first 3 games on the ground? Again, a 3rd and long.
3rd and 12 from the 43. Broadway in motion. Krebs dropping back, stepping up, targeting left, underthrown again, aiming for Cachero, and it's broken up.
They are having a lot of trouble with the speed here.
Ryan Johnson in on the breakup.
Deep drop by Krebs, and he is not setting his feet. He's drifting as he's throwing across his body and across the field. That's a recipe for disaster.
So many have been underthrown here early.
Done back deep for the Blue Jays.
Krebs has yet to complete a pass. He's 0 for 4. And it'll be Howard punting again for North Park. He's averaged 25 yards on his first 3 kicks with 3:43 and counting here in the first quarter. The left-footed punter backs up and pins it inside the 5. Corey Tunn let it go. It'll be marked at the 5-yard line. The first inside the 20 this year for Howard.
Well, coffin corner action. Well, as a punt returner, you usually put the back of your heels on either the 5 or the 10-yard line. And if you can't feel like you can field it, you let it go. But a great job by the punter that time.
On the screen, some more information for you about Coach to Cure MD Week. Coaches around the country joining forces to support Coach for the Cure program. All coaches at Elmhurst wearing patches on their sleeves today to raise awareness of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. You can donate $5, Coach to Cure MD, by texting the word CURE to 90999, and can also visit coachtocuremd.org to make a donation. Pick up a 5 on the play, 2nd and 5. Tubeck receives the call. He'll chop a few off of that 5-yard margin. It'll be a 3rd down for the Blue Jays.
Well, right now the Jays are really doing North Park all the favors. The only 3 positive plays for the Vikings so far have been 2 turnovers by the Jays and a penalty by a 1st down. So the Jays have to tighten it up.
First 3rd down of the game for Elmhurst. Tubeck, off tackle right side, close to the sticks.
Tubeck, the ball carrier. First down.
They'll signal 1st down, gain of 3 for Tubeck, and the Blue Jays move the chains.
Huge advantage of the no-huddle offense is you take a look at the defense with hands on hips, looking to the sideline, is you can't allow the defense to substitute. Running a play here already.
Tubeck out of the backfield is tripped up.
Tubeck with the reception.
He'll gain 3 out to the 19-yard line.
Dennis with the tackle for the Vikings.
They're not really giving North Park an opportunity to adjust defensively at all.
Exactly, and that's the other thing. You don't have time to get your exotic schemes in, so you have to run a very vanilla front.
Personnel either. Can't even change bodies. Here's Tubeck.
Great seal block.
Tubeck tackled by the last man who could have stopped him across the 35-yard line. A huge hole for Tubeck.
First down for Elmhurst.
Darius Dackany with the stop.
Griffin Gibson did a great job coming across in motion, sealing off the defensive end there, allowing Tubeck the green space.
1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Down to 2 minutes left in the quarter. A new ball carrier here as up the middle receiving the handoff is Griffin Gibson, the senior out of Michigan.
Yep. Getting a look at the veer look here. This is a nice little wrinkle they've added this year as a part of their package. And Gibby's been a guy who's had to find a home. He's found his spot here at the H-back.
Picks up 9. 2nd and 1. Furco passing. targeting the left side, just out of the reach of Josh Gentile, who was covered on the play. A freshman.
Sawyer with the coverage.
Covered by Sawyer. Good looking throw, though, from Furco. He put it in only a spot where Gentile had the chance to make the catch. 1:30 left in the opening quarter, 3rd and 1. Here's Tubeck fighting, and he will pick up the first down at the 49-yard line.
Great job by Tubeck to drive through, get the yard necessary, and this is Tubeck's drive here.
Spun off of El Pichi initially, and now Tubeck heads to the sideline. Scotty Williams returns. 1:20 first quarter, 1st and 10 Elmhurst. It is Williams working his way onto the North Park side, down to the 47-yard line.
That's Williams testing the right side there. Stamos and Adam Smith over there at tackle.
1 minute left. 14-0 Elmhurst first quarter. 2nd and 7 from the North Park 47. Williams trying to work his way into 100-yard territory. Sidesteps a tackle and falls ahead following a gain of about 4. It'll set up a 3rd and 2.
Saltzman with the trip up of Williams.
Saltzman with the initial hit. Alpici in to help out. 3rd and 2 with 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Boy, take a look at the defense. Standing straight up, hands on hips. They're already gassed.
Furco will roll right. Now he'll step left. Plenty of time. Trying to run. Throws it out of the reach of his intended target, Corey Tunn. That was actually Chase Hamby on the far side.
Very little pressure here by North Park. They rush 3. They decide to cover with 8. A little late pressure there on Furco, but unable to find a receiver.
A couple of pancake blocks in there for the offensive line. The offense remains on the field, 4th down and 2.
Furco's very adept at the pooch punt here. We'll see if he has that option.
Furco continuing to drop back, and now it looks like we will see him pooch with Scotty Williams stepping in front. Furco with a high kick, not much on it. Good Elmhurst bounce, spinning towards the 14-yard line. Furco with a 29-yard punt. And North Park is backed up inside the 20 with 5 seconds left. 1 play to conclude the first quarter.
This has been something that Joe's done now for a couple of years. It forces the defense to have to stay on the field and honor the personnel. Doesn't allow you to set up a strong return game there. Fortunately, the Ghost of Langhorse pushed that one inside the 15-yard line.
North Park with only 6 yards of offense here in the first quarter, compared to over 200 for Elmhurst. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Last play of the first quarter upcoming. It's Broadway in motion. Krebs will keep. And he falls forward for maybe 2 as the quarter comes to an end. Ryan McGuire amongst the tacklers for the Blue Jays.
And the ability of the linebackers to scrape over top, we talked about earlier. The defensive line is doing a terrific job. They're not getting the tackle stats, but they're keeping the linebackers' jerseys clean. First quarter is over.
Elmhurst with a 14-0 advantage on the board here at home in the CCIW opener.
Football Kickoff Classic, the event planned will help support the Elmhurst.
To be perfectly honest, completely taking the wind out of North Park's sails.
For more information,
We'll have some first quarter numbers for you. Elmhurst with 208 yards, as we said.
Goodness gracious.
48 through the air, 160 on the ground. Scotty Williams with 118 yards. In 4 quarters at Chicago 2 weeks ago, he managed 121.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes against North Park today, he has 118.
Yeah, yardage wasn't an issue last week. Furco also managed to put up 320 yards 2 weeks ago in Hyde Park against the Maroons. It's just been a matter of efficiency, and today some of that's poked through here a little bit with the 2 turnovers, some early penalties.
9 first downs for Elmhurst, only 1 for North Park. Vikings 0 of 4 through the air. So in the first quarter, they threw half as many times as they had in the entire season.
Really unbelievable.
Tyler Krebs has managed only 3 yards on the ground on 8 carries. North Park with 7 yards total on 11 carries here in the quarter. As the second quarter opens, Krebs will pass. He is clobbered as he well overshoots his receiver. Over the middle was Barnaby.
Take a close look at it here. Krebs calling it out. Great pressure. The defensive line right now is getting in the grill of these offensive linemen of the North Park Vikings. They're not able to maintain.
14-0 Elmhurst on top. Just underway in the second quarter. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 for North Park. Today on 3rd down, the Vikings are 0 of 4. The only first down that they've recorded has come via a penalty. Krebs fakes right, keeps left, and is stopped in the backfield. Ryan McGuire drops him.
You have got to give a lot of credit to this defense for doing their homework during the week. Take a look at this, a little misdirection play on the power option. Great job by McGuire and the rest of the linebackers, able to read it.
And what might have been were it not for 2 Elmhurst turnovers in the first quarter as well.
Got to protect here. North Park has not done a good job up front, a little bit lackadaisical in their special teams so far. See if Elmhurst can get a hand on it.
Howard only averaging 28 yards a punt over his first 4, but he's twice pinned the Blue Jays back inside the 20. All kinds of pressure coming after a low snap, and this is a great kick. Tunn lets it roll inside the 30, continuing to bound to the 22-yard line.
That is extremely fortunate for the visiting team here. Andrew Tuback.
62-yard punt from Howard.
Oof. Rodney slipped off the get-go here, and punter able to get a good leg on it. Tunn not fielding it, allowing it to drift inside the 25-yard line.
Furco signaling the play. He has 3 wide with Williams as the back.
Well, pretty vanilla look here for the Vikings, a straight cover 2 shell.
Furco gives to Williams. Williams with 8 more to his total.
Tim, I got to tell you, I know the Vikings are scared a little bit of some of the speed that the Jays might have to offer here on the outside, but you've got to get another safety down in the box. Playing 7-on-7 up front with Williams is not going to slow him down.
Scotty Williams, just the 4th player in Elmhurst history to cross into the 2,000-yard marker. The pass is tipped as Williams waits and catches the pass, but he's dropped for a loss of 2. Now to head to 3rd, he only needs 223 yards, and he's already over 100 today.
He's been catching the ball a little bit more often this year, too. He's already got 12 catches on the season.
Furco will keep himself towards the first down marker. Let's see what the spot is. This will be close. First down. Furco with the rush out of the pocket.
Way to pull it down. Headsy play by the junior signal caller.
1st and 10 from the 33. Scotty Williams, 3 yards before he's even touched.
And what's amazing about the pace of this offense is you're getting a look at the replay here. The offensive line is already ready to go. They're actually waiting on the official to set the ball down before Kirkpatrick comes over it.
12:42 first half. Furco with an option look. He'll keep.
Hold it down.
Furco spinning away, crossing the 50-yard line. Taking a page perhaps from North Park's playbook.
Well, I don't think Joe Furco is going to win any 40-yard dash competitions, but he's effective enough here to get on the edge. As the defender slips, takes away the pitch, Furco headsy enough to tuck it down and get the first down.
Pretty good spin move to work his way around Cicero Porter. And the hustle offense for the Blue Jays forces North Park to take a timeout. 12.5 left in the first half. Elmhurst with a 14-0 lead.
Yep.
Rushing touchdowns from Andrew Tubeck and Scotty Williams, who has already crossed over 100 yards in the ball game.
Well, already in the double digits in first downs for Elmhurst. This is really what you want to see, too, a consistent effort, picking up chunks of yardage. Furco so far with some good decisions with the football. They're staying pretty basic with it. One-man, two-man route combinations. They're running the zone. Just able to execute.
North Park taking the timeout here. I'm Tim Calderwood alongside Tony Menestra this Saturday afternoon from Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst College. Elmhurst has had 2 weeks to think about a heartbreaking loss to the University of Chicago. North Park, meanwhile, enjoyed their bye week. At the same time, Elmhurst fell to Chicago. They recorded an emotional home victory over Washington University in St. Louis last week.
Good victory for them.
Furco hands to Tubeck. Quite a hole kicking out to the left side. Tubeck will gain 9 yards on first down.
Another great job by Gibson sealing the edge there. He's joining with Hamoki on the left side. Take a look at it here. Tubeck able to read it and bounce it. The great thing about the zone running game is you have 3 options. You press the hole, you cut it back, or you bounce it outside. Tubeck using his speed there to get to the edge.
Furco. Flea flicker. Furco targeting deep and just out of the reach of the wide open Joe St. Peter.
St. Peter's been adept at this so far this season. They caught one early in the year. Sawyer's actually in decent position. Furco just put it over the wrong shoulder.
Good idea for a play like that to come out on second and short.
You have 2 downs to come and get it here.
Tubeck has the first down. He'll work his way near the 30-yard line.
How about the job the left side of this line is doing here? Take a look at Brett Virgil and Hamoki just gashing holes open for Tubeck and Williams.
Another first down for Elmhurst. Clock winding at 11 and a half minutes left in this first half. Gibson in motion. Williams the call. Williams off to the races. Forget about it. Touchdown Elmhurst. 32-yard drive from Scotty Williams for his second touchdown of the game.
We're going to get another look at it here. Take a look at the acceleration that number 20 has once he gets through the line of scrimmage here. A little too tight end action. They're running the zone. Presses the crease, and he is gone. Safeties take bad angles, and Williams is in for 6.
20-0 Elmhurst with the advantage, 11-15 in the second quarter. It's the second touchdown today for Scotty Williams. Spalding's point after attempt. A little bit of a low snap. He'll hook it into the left post. 21-0 Elmhurst with the lead.
Well, despite a few of the mistakes here, as you get one more look at Scotty's run, this team has been playing with an edge on its... Here we go. Here's Scotty taking another score here. This team has been playing with an edge here with 2 weeks to go to stew on a loss at Chicago 2 weeks ago. You wonder how they're going to come back and come into this week. Well, they've come out running, and they've come out pretty angry, and it's showing on the field.
13 carries, 161 yards for Scotty Williams and 2 touchdowns. A 21-0 Elmhurst advantage with plenty of time left in the second quarter as well.
Certainly North Park a little deflated here. A lot of confidence. Flying high after their 3-0 start.
Unbeaten in non-conference play for the first time since 2005. Elmhurst has won 10 straight over North Park. Tony, you were a member of the last team that suffered a loss to North Park.
I'll tell you right now, you'd go into that North Park week, and it was a coin flip, year to year. I think we split the 4-year series with them. But the two programs have gone in two completely different directions here. Elmhurst has risen to the level where they can compete week to week with the powers of the CCIW every week.
Spalding short, bouncing at the 25-yard line, collected there. On the return was Bennett Detlinger, sophomore linebacker. Starts out North Park at the 35-yard line, but the Vikings have only 7 yards of offense in the game so far.
And I'm with you, Tim. I am shocked that they have abandoned basically the running game. They may have seen some things tactically up front that they felt like they had some disadvantages, but that the fact that they are averaging over 300 yards a game on the ground and they refuse to run the football is shocking.
It will be a run here. A fullback straight ahead. Kick. Andrew Kick, his first carry. Gains 4 yards. Maybe not getting so fancy with the option is the way to go.
Sure.
Just let it go straight ahead.
Well, you certainly have to have some patience with it, both offensively and defensively.
2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Blue Jays show blitz. It's Kick again, and he'll fall forward for a yard out to the 40. Fool me once, strike one. Fool me twice.
Yeah.
Strike three.
Well, I'll tell you here, the quarterback's read is being messed around with by the defense a little bit. A lot of slanting, a lot of gap slashing by the blue shirts here. As a quarterback, your initial read is that 3 technique. If the 3 technique is down, go ahead and give it to the fullback. But some of the movements up front and some of the stunts the Jays are using are confusing Krebs.
10 minutes left. First half of play. Elmhurst up 21-zip. Motion. Krebs dropping back, stepping up, running. He'll have the first down for North Park today. Ball's out free. Elmhurst scoops it up at the 40. Down the near sideline heads Jamal Lane, sidestepping tacklers and diving into the end zone for the touchdown.
Great block by Janis. Janis got out ahead of Jamal and let him down there. Great play.
A 60-yard return on a fumble for Jamal Lane after North Park recorded their first down on the offensive side. Yes, they had recorded another, but that was by a penalty. We'll get a look at the replay in a minute here after the extra point from Spalding.
Krebs refused to go down there. Credit him for the effort, but just not able to tuck the football away. Ball came popping out. Heads up play by the second-team all-conference performer in Jamal Lane. The junior corner scooped it and scored it.
Spalding's extra point. Down Main Street, 28-0 Elmhurst with the lead after the fumble return from Jamal Lane. Let's get a look.
Terrific individual effort by Krebs here. Again, their best play is just getting him out in space. It was McGuire that got it out.
Looked like McGuire on the force from behind. And then there's Lane down the sideline.
Take a look at Janis. Terrific team effort there.
Janis with a great block of Barnaby at about the 5-yard line to spring Lane for the touchdown. So the first North Park turnover of the day leads to Elmhurst points. Despite 2 Blue Jay turnovers, they hold a 28-0 lead on the scoreboard with 9:35 to go in the first half.
Well, for a brief moment there, the clouds had parted and some sun had shined through for the North Park offense, but quickly taken away.
Back deep along with Porter for the Vikings. Spalding getting ready to kick it away.
Porter and Cacharo are deep. We have not really seen Spalding kick it deep of yet into the wind. He will trot ahead, and this one is deep to about the 18-yard line. It's Porter and a whole lot of nothing. He is stopped shy of the 30-yard line. Elmhurst trying to say the ball came free. Let's see on the replay perhaps if it did or didn't.
Boy, it did.
He had some issues with it, that's for sure.
Well, North Park obviously in an odd position. The 2011 version of the Vikings here. 34-9, 38-20, and 13-10 have been their scores, and they've been in position to control the pace of the game in all three. Not so today.
Krebs, hands off. Decent run for the fullback Hassan. And North Park found themselves trailing Wash U 7-3 last week. Came back immediately and took the lead into the half. They scored 21 second quarter points against Benedictine and had a 31-13 lead at the half in that affair. So this is a team that has not been playing from behind very much at all this year. Hassan skips over a couple of tacklers and drops down at the 46-yard line. And they were way ahead of Aurora as well. So this is really the first time this year that North Park has found themselves behind.
And stuffing it in the belly of the old fullback there. That's where the whole option gets going, right at the A-back.
Why not stick with it? Picking up 6 yards on the move straight ahead is Hassan.
The Jays right now are guessing a little bit, slashing into the B gaps. Got to play stout up front.
2nd and 4 from the 47-yard line of Elmhurst. North Park is moving the football on this possession, trailing 28-0. Again, it is the fullback Hassan. He'll pick up 2, shy of the first down to the 45 with 7:55 left in the opening half.
The front three of the Jays have been doing a terrific job here. We haven't called their names much, but right now it's they're doing a great job controlling the line of scrimmage, allowing the linebackers to scrape. Alfano's been terrific at the nose.
3rd and short for North Park. And they'll pick up the first down. Hassan gaining 5 to the 40-yard line.
Well, you wonder where this was in the first quarter.
That's what I'm saying. They're just pretty much giving it straight ahead consistently here.
Yeah. And this seems more like what we've seen on film from the Vikings so far this year. This is more in their personality.
First 3rd down conversion for North Park today. They had been 0 of 6. Moving the ball to the Elmhurst 40 with just over 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Krebs will keep this time. Ball pops free. Could it be another defensive score?
Andy Vicari.
Vicari on the move. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Elmhurst.
The young man from Grand Rapids. He is out of breath, but he's happy to score the 6.
Consecutive defensive touchdowns for the Blue Jays here in the second quarter.
And I'll be anxious to take another look at the replay here to see. Look, looks like we got a helmet on the ball.
There is the winded Vicari.
Danny's a kid who was played linebacker the last couple of years. They found a spot from a defensive end, and he's had a good season. He's leading the Jays in sacks so far, and that time rewarded with a touchdown. Had some pretty good wheels on it, too.
Spalding 4 of 4 on point afters today. Trying to extend the advantage to 35-0. Spalding's kick up and good. 35-0 with 6:50 to play in the first half. Elmhurst in control. Let's take a look.
Short motion, straight option again. Krebs this time. Yep, ball came out. Was that McGuire again by chance?
May have been. Let's see if we can get one more look at it from Glenn, our producer-director here today, as the Blue Jays hold a 35-0 advantage on the scoreboard. That was a 60-yard run back for Vicari. There we go.
Gruchot. John Gruchot, another big play.
2 North Park turnovers, 2 Elmhurst touchdowns on defense. 2 Elmhurst turnovers, no first downs for North Park, both of which came on the Elmhurst side of the field. 35-0, the Blue Jays with the lead. Vicari with a score on defense after Lane brought it back.
Well, you love the attitude the Jays are carrying with them into this game. They know the CCIW begins today. They're playing with some urgency.
Cachero and Porter are deep again. This heads to the direction of Cachero from the 12. Follows his wedge out to the right side. Nice return for Cachero. Crossing the 30-yard line. Gruchot will lead the charge out of bounds at the 34.
Gruchot gets credit for causing that last fumble that led to the Blue Jay touchdown.
So North Park started to move the ball here in the second quarter, but they've turned it over on consecutive possessions. 55 yards on the ground so far for the Vikings on 21 carries.
Well, the Jays are no strangers to scoring. They rank 6th in the nation, averaging 46.7 points a game so far. Not hurting that average so far today, Tim.
33-26 was the score last week at Chicago, but this first half kind of reminiscent of the Olivet game in a way. Krebs keeps option right. He will hang on to the football this time, crossing the 40-yard line after a gain of 6. Wayne Tuxson stops him.
Well, the turn of events here is not all that dissimilar to the way the game went last year up on Foster Avenue on the north side of the city. The Jays ripped off 45 consecutive points to win 45-0 after a scoreless opening quarter. So a slow start today, and just charging here again for the Jays.
Remember, the Elmhurst offense turned the ball over on the first play of the game. 2nd and 4 from the 41. Bates is in motion. And
McGuire.
Broken play again. Fooled absolutely nobody.
It's on the ball carrier. McGuire with the tackle.
He couldn't even hand the ball off.
Great read that time by McGuire, slashing through the B gap and able to make a play at the point of attack.
35-0 Elmhurst with the lead. Here's another look again. Look at the penetration from McGuire. Krebs couldn't even get rid of the ball.
There's not a read there you can, as a quarterback, that you can really get away with there.
3rd and 6. Good figure passing situation here for North Park. Krebs has yet to complete a pass. Instead, it's Hassan, and there's nothing. 2 yards to the 41. He tried to leapfrog a couple of tacklers, but Charlie Roberts held him down.
Well, great job by Roberts and crew up front, able to submarine the white jerseys and not allow any push. The Jays are playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage consistently today.
Howard's 6th punt of the day. The last time he kicked, it was a 62-yarder. And a flag flies. Been a relatively clean first half here at Elmhurst.
Now, they may have got Janice on that one.
If it's a penalty against Elmhurst, it could lead to a first down. And that seems to be the indication. Let's take a look, Tony. What do you see here? Yep, jumping.
Well, they've moved Janice up from the return position into a spot along the front line. They must like something in their block game. Janice that time a little antsy.
See if we can grab another look at it for you here.
Yep.
Contact leads to a first down. North Park today has 3 first downs, and 2 of those have come via penalty. Move it to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for North Park. And a pass pass to Cachero.
Boy,
Underthrown yet again. Cachero will work his way towards the 49-yard line.
Manic with the tackle.
Cochero coming into today as you take a look at the little sprint out. Cochero today accounted for 2 of the receptions of the 4 completions. But 105 yards, Tim. Had a touchdown, a big one, a 52-yarder.
First completion today for North Park. Picks up only 3 yards. 2nd and 7 with 3:38 left. Krebs fakes right, tries to change direction, and sticking with him is Roberts. Great pursuit. A broken play, and Roberts stuck with it to drop Krebs. Otherwise, you'll see in a moment tons of open space.
Right. Drifting. Krebs this time maybe getting a little too frisky on the edge, but Roberts, great job to stay home.
He's been busy today.
He has, and he's moved down from
Second-string
linebacker.
defensive end.
They want to get him on the field. He had a heck of a Lakeland scrimmage, and they're just looking for ways to get him involved. 3rd and long.
3rd and 12 with 3 minutes left in the opening half. 35-0, Elmhurst the lead. Krebs directing the play under center.
Someone's going to have to block Janis off the edge.
Rolls right on an option, keeps, falls forward for maybe 3 yards.
And there is number 1 right on cue. Take a look at this. They run option away, don't account for the backside safety, and he makes the play from behind. That is an all-conference player making a play. 3-time all-conference.
4th and 10.
Corey Tutton back deep for the Blue Jays.
Corey Tunn stands at the 12-yard line. Mark Howard twice has pinned the Blue Jays inside the 20-yard line. They'll milk every bit of the play clock here. Down to 10 seconds as the snap comes. Pressure from Peyton. Howard falls down, and another penalty is going to hand the Vikings a first down.
That is a very soft call by the back judge here. Rodney Payton comes through, and the play is over, walking past the punter, as we'll get a look at it. Oh, boy.
Well, for the second time on the drive, North Park continues via the penalty. They have more first downs via penalty than they do from their actual offense here today.
Well, I'm telling you, the camera feed pulls away from the ball there, but as you're watching it live, the punter put his foot right on Rodney's back and fell down.
Well, the ball is spotted at the Elmhurst 39. And we have a timeout on the field. Timeout Elmhurst with 2:07 left. Trying to regroup here perhaps after a couple of mistakes have allowed North Park to continue.
Yep, great timeout. That one comes from the defensive coordinator, Joe Adam, who's down on the field today.
Carthage 0.
Wants to regroup the troops here.
Again, the Elmhurst coaching staff today wearing special patches. Coach Lester and his staff among more than 500 universities nationwide who joined forces to support the Coach to Cure MD program. Patches on their sleeves to raise awareness of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. You can get involved by donating $5 to Coach to Cure MD. Text the word CURE to 90999. You can also visit CoachToCureMD.org to make a donation. The information is up on your screen.
What a job these coaches have done today to get them prepared, get the Jays prepared for this option attack. The defense has been very sharp.
35-0, Elmhurst in front. First half of play in Elmhurst, the Blue Jays erasing any doubt after the tough loss at Chicago 2 weeks ago. Broadway in motion. Krebs will pitch. Cachero with a whole lot of open space. 30, 20, cuts inside to the 10 and dances untouched into the end zone. A little trickery for North Park leads to their first score today.
Well, you thought you may get something here out of the timeout. Cochiero, their big play guy, able to get it out in green space, and the Jays were fooled.
We'll have the replay coming your way in moments after the extra point.
To attempt the extra point.
As as Cachero scores for North Park. That is his first carry of the season for North Park. And he will hold as well. Cabetti with the extra point. No good. Two-time CCIW Special Teams Player of the Week. Misses here. Let's look at the touchdown.
Now I'm looking at the backside here. Ryan Johnson gets way too far overlapped, the front side safety. Not able to make a play to recover. Evangelista there. Run off by the backside lineman. Cocchiaro able to put it in for 6.
You have everybody buying the move to the right. That's where the offense was headed as well. Cachero sneaks in from behind, and the flip leads to the score as North Park records a touchdown here late in the first half. 1:58 remaining. That touchdown set up by a pair of Elmhurst penalties to lead to the 39-yard score from Cachero.
Yep. And both on the punt team. Both on the punt return team. The first by Janis, the second by Rodney Payton, I suppose.
Betty will key it up. Tun and Payton stand at the 15-yard line.
Rodney Payton today, and 3 games into the season, is second in the CCIW in all-purpose yardage. 147 yards of that is through the kickoff return game.
And it'll be Payton from the 25 on the short kick. He'll follow his blockers across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. In on the stop for North Park, Zach Greco.
Greco with the tackle.
Well, Furco will lead the guys out again, and they have not needed to use Furco's arm today, although he is the most efficient passer in the league so far this season. We'll see if they cut him loose here a little bit with just under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Scotty Williams is the back. An ace formation look with Furco dropping back. Handing to Williams. Right into the wall of North Park players. Crossing the 45 out to the 46-yard line, a pickup of 4.
Well, one of the fortunate things about running the no-huddle offense is your base attack is that you're always in the no-huddle. You're in the 2-minute offense every point in the game, so this is natural territory for the Jays.
Minute and a half left. They'll run play action. Furco rolls left, throws for Ton, incomplete. Furco's been pretty good with his legs today, 21 yards on 2 carries. Had an option to keep here as well, I felt.
Well, they run a little high-low action, occupy the corner in the cover 2, and ask the safety to get over top on Ton. That time, Furco did not put it on his receiver.
3rd down. Furco to pass. Slings it out towards Williams, who makes the catch and falls behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2. Almost a lateral there.
Yeah, conservative call here by Coach Lester here. A designed swing pass there, looking to get Scotty out in open space. They'll bring the punt team out.
It is the first punt for the Blue Jays today.
Surprised North Park has not forced the issue with a timeout here.
Sean Sullivan punting with under a minute left.
And Sawyer back deep for North Park. Sullivan's kick.
Decent kick into the air, angling towards the 22 where the fair catch is made by Cachero. North Park takes over with 37 seconds left. I don't know if there's any more trickery. This would be the time to try it.
Well, you have to be patient, read your keys defensively. Obviously limited resources for the North Park offense in the passing game here. Can't allow Coach Yarrow to get in behind you.
Joe Furco had a squib punt earlier. It's the first time we had seen Sullivan today. 37 seconds left. Looks like North Park will run the offense here. It'll be a pass to the near side and a wobbly. Great catch by a Blue Jay coach, though. I don't think that's what he was looking for there.
Just a three-step and heaver by Krebs here. I don't know that he was even touched. And you've got to be careful of North Park here. Elmhurst has got you pinned in deep. You're stopping the clock for them. I'm not so sure if I'm Coach Pethill. I don't just run the option and get out of the half here.
35-6, and North Park will receive to start the second half as well. Krebs pitches right. And not very much there at all on the pitch play for Broadway. Maybe a yard.
First times we've seen Krebs pitch it out there, they've done a pretty good job, have the Jays, of covering up their assignments and taking away the pitch man. Both coaches seem fine with heading to the locker room here.
5 seconds left in the first half. North Park has the option to run a play if they like. They will not be able to work the play, however, before the clock expires. And we head to the locker room with Elmhurst leading 35-6. Tony, what a first half for the Blue Jays.
Great statement here by the Jays coming out early. Some missteps, the turnovers, the penalties, but certainly very, very focused, and they came out angry.
2 defensive touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and a 35-6 lead at the break here in Elmhurst. We'll have first half numbers coming your way in a bit. Elmhurst in control in the CCIW opener. This is Blue Jay TV.
College only happens once. You need to know what you're getting into. That's why we made this video. We wanted to give you an idea of what you might choose to get into at Elmhurst College. We went around the campus with a camera for a full school year and asked people what they thought about the place. We didn't plant anybody and we didn't script anything. We just asked questions. We started at new student orientation.
I chose Elmhurst because the campus is really nice, first off. I like it a lot, and it's really close to Chicago. I like Chicago.
The reason why I chose to come here is the smart classes and the atmosphere. The people here are friendly, and I just love it.
Nicest campus I've seen anywhere. Like, I visited a lot of other schools, but, this one just had, all the trees. They had the atmosphere.
All the people I've met have been really, really friendly.
It's a beautiful campus.
It's a beautiful campus. Lots of plants, lots of friendly people. And they're just so helpful. Everyone wants to help you out to get to where you need to be.
Come on in, everybody. It's good to have you here.
It's just going to be a fun year all together. Meet lots of people, hang out, go downtown a lot.
Now it's time to kick off the school year. That means going to class. You've been doing that for years already, but classes at Elmhurst are a little different.
If you've never experienced something, you can definitely get into it and experience it here at Elmhurst.
It's an open environment. Anywhere you go, you're going to get that opportunity just to better yourself. When you're in the large universities, you don't get that opportunity because you're just another student and they're just talking in front of you.
The class size is smaller, so you're not in a class of about 600 people.
I know all of my professors by name, and what's better is they know me by name.
You can go to them and feel comfortable dropping them an email, stopping by their office during office hours and asking for help.
Every morning I wake up and I'm excited to see my students again. I love hearing them and their stories and getting to know them.
The opportunity to interact with faculty in a real meaningful way, whether it's in collaborative research, whether it's one-on-one, talking about aspects of the class in their offices, the availability, all those things are there.
Learning doesn't only take place in the classroom, but outside the classroom.
The lecturing style has sort of gone out of fashion. You do present some material, but you try for the students to discover the answers rather than providing them to the student.
It's a process, and we create that process every time, every class.
In business, they're not looking for people that have more accounting or more marketing. They're looking with people with what we consider the liberal learning skills.
You're going to be able to combine professional interests with a liberal arts education.
Elmhurst College is preparing me for my life experience later on after college, and it's a great environment to grow.
Elmhurst College gave me a chance to kind of sit back and evaluate the world at large, and then begin to say, okay, I could kind of see myself doing this.
Of course, all work and no play is no way to go through college. That's why we have special weekends like homecoming. Football is one of 18 varsity sports at Elmhurst. It's not the Big Ten. In a lot of ways, it's better.
What separated Elmhurst College from every other institution that was looking to recruit me as a football player is Elmhurst College was more interested in me being a student athlete.
Knowing that I would be running cross country and track all 4 years, I think it's really helped me structure my educational career as well.
Being a student athlete takes up a lot of time, but it's a commitment that you really want to make.
What commitment do you want to make? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
There's over 100 different clubs and organizations on campus.
Elmhurst has something for everyone. There really is. I mean, whatever your interest is, it's here.
I've been involved in the music department, in the band, and now the orchestra. Intramural sports, or art, or music, or drama.
They have a Greek system here, and I really wanted to get involved.
Joining a fraternity, playing on the men's soccer team for 4 years.
You've had so many opportunities to get your hands on things. You know, I was involved in union board and volleyball.
There's just a huge array that you can choose from.
You can definitely make a difference, definitely.
You can also make a difference far beyond the campus. Our study abroad program gives you a chance to experience the world. Elmhurst students study in 44 countries.
The first January I was here, I studied in France, and the second January I studied in India.
Back home, you'll enjoy all the advantages of going to college in Elmhurst, Illinois, a special suburb of a great city.
Downtown Elmhurst is walking distance, and there's so many things going on. We have the movie theater, there's restaurants, there's shopping.
The train station's right within walking distance, and you can always go to downtown Chicago.
About half-hour metro ride away. And so a lot of my friends will go downtown every few weekends and see what's down there. There's a lot of class trips that go downtown.
I like to go into the city. I enjoy spending time there. It's something totally new and different for me.
One reason you're going to college is to prepare for a life of professional achievement. We'll help you to get the hands-on experience you need to really know your stuff.
If you're looking for a job or you're looking for an internship, they have so many connections to help you.
They want to help you junior and senior year to be able to get those internships and get those job opportunities.
It gives you an automatic network of people.
I work for WGN. I am a sports news intern.
I'm currently interning at Victory Records, which is downtown Chicago.
I'm a sales planning intern with the Kellogg Company.
I'm interning at Paramount Public Relations.
I'm currently interning with the Chicago Bears.
There's a lot of teamwork involved in my internship, so you really learn how to work with other people.
It's very hands-on.
Just being able to work with their players, like the guys you see on TV on Sunday, and just kind of finding out that there's regular guys like everyone else. It's really been cool.
You're in a small school, and then you have this opportunity in the big city, and I've met artists, been to concerts, and it's awesome.
Our job is to help students learn how to navigate and manage their own career when they graduate.
So that's Elmhurst College in about 7 minutes. We'll leave you with a few final thoughts from our students and faculty.
Those people who decide to come here simply say that there was a feeling about the campus. They said there's just something, they sense something more, like hey, I belong here.
Coming in here and making the connections with the people that I have, I know that even when I graduate, I'm still going to have these connections. I'm still going to have a home here even, 5, 10, 20 years down the road.
I'm sure there's other good schools out there too, but I think you'd have a hard time beating Elmhurst.
Your experience is going to really be what college ought to be.
Just about ready for the second half from Langhorst Field on the campus of Elmhurst College. Tim Calderwood with you alongside Tony Medestra. 35-6, the score at halftime. Elmhurst with the advantage. The Blue Jays scoring twice on defense. 55 yards on a return of a fumble and 58 on another. The 55-yarder belongs to Dan Vicari. The 58-yarder, the responsibility of Jamal Lane. Each team turned it over 2 times in the first half, but Elmhurst turned those 2 turnovers into 2 touchdowns. The Blue Jays will be kicking off to begin the second. Stats are very slanted towards the Blue Jays. 243 yards on the ground, 287 yards overall. Scotty Williams, 14 carries, 165 yards and 2 scores. For the Blue Jays, a 61-yard scamper to set up the first touchdown, which was scored by Andrew Tubeck, and then a 32-yard score himself a little later on. One thing we have not seen in this game, Tony, is very much of Joe Furco.
No. Furco's a guy coming in today that we mentioned multiple times. He's leading the CCIW in passing efficiency, but how about today? 5 of 10 with a pick, 44 yards. And of those 44, 30 of them came on one play, so they're not asking Joe to do much today. The offense has been terrific on the ground, 25 carries, 243 yards for the Jays.
Spalding will open play in the second half with a kick handled by Cachero from the 16. Cachero coming near sideline. Gruchot stuffs him at the 30. North Park will open on offense here in the second half. The only touchdown came on a 39-yard Sam Cachero run and an option reverse.
And if you take away that 39-yard play, North Park has 27 rushes for just a shade over 60 yards on the ground. 314 yards is their average coming into today.
Well, and you look at what happened at the end of the first half, that was when North Park moved the football.
Yeah, it looked a lot more like what North Park has looked like.
They've been in single-digit totals for yardage for most of the half. Krebs will keep on first down. He'll pick up 4 as he gets to know Gruchot, and penalty flags come in late.
Now, Gruchot's had a good day. They're playing him about 6 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul against Elmhurst.
Not sure where they saw this one. Kind of a late flag coming in there.
Kind of came in away from the play as well.
Well, refs trying hard to keep this thing clean here.
Well, penalties were a problem for Elmhurst in the first half. Blue Jays, on 3 different occasions, enabled North Park to extend drives with first downs. They had 3 penalties total for 35 yards, but each of those penalties enabled the Vikings to record a first down. Straight ahead to Hassan, changing course, still on his feet, onto the Elmhurst side of the field, and he went an awful lot of ground to pick up only about 4 yards.
Great effort by Hassan. They go midline option here where they're going to drive the center and go ahead and give to Hassan. This time Gruchot tracks him down. Good angle. You're right, a lot of effort for 4 yards. But North Park coming out running their stuff.
14 minutes left, third quarter. 35-6, Elmhurst in front. North Park with 101 yards on the ground in the first half, 3 yards in the air. Hassan will pick up a pair to the 45.
Well, we mentioned it earlier. If you take a look at the nose, he's playing a good 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's Alfano in this picture. So North Park is now countered with bringing some power attack over the A-gaps.
Tyler Krebs, 1 for 7. His only completion covering 3 yards. Keep in mind this team threw the ball 8 times total in their first 3 games. All victories. North Central leads in Kenosha 14-0 at halftime. A lot of rushing action going on in Kenosha as well. Krebs keeps, and he's upended. Great pursuit by the Blue Jays.
Di Maria, the first one on the scene there. Krebs has not had to face speed like this all year, and he'll get a heavy dose of it in the next 7 weeks as well.
Fourth down and punting time for North Park.
Pretty good day so far for Mark Howard.
5 punts, 35 yards per kick. It's a fake. And Hassan has the first down. Hassan will take it to the 28-yard line. Well, if there's a time to start running some wrinkles, this would be it.
Well, they've had multiple opportunities around the 50-yard line, which is sort of that hot zone for fakes. You don't mind it if you don't get it. Direct snap to the up back there, and they ran it to execute. They executed it flawlessly. Little charge in the Vikings here.
Hassan, really, if you think about it, like the fourth option for North Park offensively, has been the one that's doing the damage here today. So it's 1st and 10. Motion. Krebs hands it to Hassan, and he'll pick up about 4 yards.
Well, the 2 most successful plays so far today that the Viking offense can account for are the reverse to Coach Chiaro and the fake punt. Defense has got to keep their heads screwed on here. Play patient.
Hassan with 56 yards on 12 carries. 11.5 to play in the third quarter. First possession of the second half for North Park, and this is more what you would expect to see from the Vikings.
Absolutely.
Came into the matchup leading the CCIW in time of possession over 35 minutes a game. A sustained drive here. Krebs changes it up a bit. Gain about 3, set up a third and manageable.
Well, now they're starting to get a few new wrinkles, and anytime you have an option offense, you get a few things happening each week that you're adding to the mix. Both the upbacks in motion there at the same time. No call by the official, but they're starting to get some reverse option out of it now. Run some counter game.
Krebs calls out the play. Play clock down to 10. Krebs keeps, dives, close. Elmhurst is saying he does not have it. The officials seem to confer. A pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 4th and short for North Park, and you have to keep the offense on the field.
Well, there's no doubt about it. We'll see if Alfano and company and Tuxin and Vicari and Roberts now can get underneath the pad level of the Vikings. No doubt Krebs will work a hard count and try to get an easy 5. But the blue shirts have got to get lower than the whites.
Fourth down for North Park. Broadway in motion.
Took too much time.
Delay. What in the world could possibly take so long on 4th and inches that you're just going to give up 5 yards?
Right.
And this will be a field goal attempt upcoming, it appears, for North Park. Trying to come up with something to build upon here after what's been a pretty good drive for the Vikings to open the second half. This will be a 42-yard field goal for Cabetti.
Cabetti knocked in the game winner last week. 26 yards out.
A 2-time CCIW Special Teams Player of the Week. He's 5 of 6 this year, but as long as 34. The left-handed kick is up and wide right. Tony, it's 35-6. Yes, you just committed a penalty to back you up a bit, but, I mean, do you think about keeping the offense on the field there?
You had it going. You had it going. Obviously, Patel saw something that said otherwise here, but I'm with you, Tim. I'm going for it. You got nothing to lose. You're in your first CCIW game. You've been pushed around all day. You finally have some confidence working. Line them up and go get 6 yards.
Just the second attempt for Cabetti from over 40 yards, and he's missed them both. So the first look at the Elmhurst offense here in the second half with 9:27 to play third quarter.
And immediately the thing I notice is there's 8 in the box now for North Park. No too high safety look.
Furco hands off to Williams. Williams bouncing off of tacklers and gaining 13 yards.
Well, the extra defender didn't seem to help him there as they walked down to Caney. Take a look at it here. Simple zone play. Great read. Cut back by Williams. Able to stay on his feet.
He's a shifty little back.
Look for Coach Lester now to take advantage of some one-on-one opportunities on the receivers.
It is Furco passing. Deep to Peyton, wide open. Peyton hauls it in inside the 15-yard line.
Well, pick your poison. They walk the safety down to try to get some rushing help here as Peyton takes advantage of a one-on-one opportunity. You're going to have to do one or the other, and North Park rolled the dice and chose wrong there.
Second reception of the ball game for Peyton. And a penalty flag coming in.
Oh, boy.
They called him for a delay of game.
Perhaps they're saying that Joe impeded the process of the officials spotting the ball, but I don't think many delay of game penalties will be enforced on the Jays this season.
He's still pleading his case.
That's very strange.
Well, it's 1st and 15 from the 20. Furco with double tight ends.
Same play.
Puts it in the belly of Williams to the outside. Williams spinning towards the 10-yard line.
Well, Scotty had a heck of a first half. 10 carries, 118 yards coming in. He's added to that already, averaging 12 yards a carry after the first quarter. He carried that average through the second quarter. Over 180 yards now of rushing yardage for Scotty Williams on 16 carries.
Play action, Furco over the middle, wide open for an Elmhurst touchdown. Wide open, Vince Gabris with the touchdown for the Blue Jays. And it's 41-6 following the missed field goal.
Terrific answer by the Jays coming back down the field here. Spalding's going to get a workout here today. He's attempting now a 6th extra point, but the offense is clicking on all cylinders.
Spalding to attempt the extra point.
Williams now at 190 yards in the ball game on just 16 carries. Spalding trying to extend it to 42-6. It is up and good. 8:32 in the third. Elmhurst 42, North Park 6. Here's the touchdown.
We give that zone look. Gabris able to slip out. He's the second tight end, the H-back, not accounted for in the back end of the secondary. Touchdown Jays.
Solid drive for the Blue Jays. Are in front 42-6.
Well, they're very close to their season average, 46.7. They'll have a hard time keeping that up during CCIW play. And certainly the 60 points they got against Olivet helped the average. But this team can score, and they can score quickly. Never really out of a game when you have weapons like this.
Spalding crouching at the 30-yard line. Elmhurst will travel to Wheaton next week for a 1 o'clock start. Other home dates on the schedule, Illinois Wesleyan, Milliken, and Carthage. A very home-heavy schedule for the Blue Jays this year, who have 6 here at Langhorst Field. Spalding spinning the wheels. Cachero backs up to the 8-yard line. Cachero crosses the 20, and he will be twisted around there. So North Park takes over after the offense moved the ball but failed to come away with any points.
Well, you foreshadowed the Wheaton game next week as we get another look at the kickoff. Elmhurst had Wheaton down 2 scores. Very late in that ball game a year ago, but Wheaton able to flex his muscles and come away with a victory at Langhorst. 3 seasons ago, the Jays got after Wheaton, nationally ranked at the time, 4th in the country, Beat them by 2 touchdowns here at Langhorst. But it's been a different story down at Wheaton College. The Jays will have to go on the road next week and tangle with a pretty good Wheaton team, who's again ranked nationally.
Krebs hands off to Hassan with an opening, picking up 9 yards, just short of the first down. It's interesting that the most offense for North Park, Tony, has come off of a simple straight-ahead run.
Yeah, that time they go outside veer where they wash down the 5 technique and allow the quarterback to get to the fullback a little bit further out, 2 further steps than they would as an inside veer. Creates a new seam.
2nd and 1. Krebs hands off. Hassan yet again. Only 2 yards here, but they just needed 1, so a first down for North Park. 7:48 left in the third quarter. 42-6, Elmhurst with the lead.
Jay's still creating a ton of penetration at the point of attack. North Park right now is attacking the 5 techniques, the 2 defensive ends, Vicari and Roberts right now.
Krebs takes a look at the Elmhurst defense. Pretty tight here defensively for the Blue Jays. Linebackers show blitz up the middle. Hassan came ahead. It'll be Krebs who keeps, and Krebs is stuffed for a loss of 3.
Well, Roberts that time came knifing through to make a play, and the defense is really mixing up their assignments. You can't have the same player be fullback, quarterback, pitchman on every play. You want to mix it up, create confusion for the reads, and that time Krebs made a poor read.
2nd and 12. Krebs taking his time. Broadway comes in motion. Krebs will pass. Pressure coming from Johnson. Has an open man, but it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of John Barnaby, who's been very, very silent for North Park today.
Jamal Lane this time, drifting over to cover the tight end. It was Capello, the tight end, running down the seam, and Lane losing track of the backside. The slot back coming up the edge.
Barnaby
fortunate there.
Came into the contest sitting 7th in the CCIW in rushing. And he's never even carried the ball today.
Another 3rd and long.
Broadway in motion. Krebs with all kinds of pressure. Dumps it off. Intercepted. The Blue Jays pick it off, and the man who scored a touchdown earlier, Vicari, ends up with a look what I found.
Danny V, and they caught this on film. The defensive line very much aware. Watch Roberts. Snips it out. Vicari there, fortunate enough to make the play out of the air. But credit the defense for knowing what was happening there on a 3rd and long.
That's called an oh my goodness, the entire defense is coming at me. Let me just quickly throw it, and oops, there's a defensive lineman there.
Well, as a defensive lineman, you know when it shouldn't be that easy to get through, and that time they felt the screen. Very instinctive for the first game for Charlie Roberts on defensive line.
Tubeck is the running back behind Furco. 3rd North Park turnover.
And they'll take a shot here.
Instead, they'll give to Tubeck with a whole right side, picking up 5 yards, dropped inside the 25 of the 23.
Well, given the score, I don't anticipate Coach Lester taking the foot off the gas at all. The offense did not play much against Olivet nor against Loris. And they've had 2 weeks off, so I expect to see the starters for a good portion of this game.
At least you would think to the end of the third quarter, as Tubeck is tripped up after a gain of 2 shy of the 20-yard line. There are 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Elmhurst facing a 3rd and 3 from the 21.
Not quite as frenzied a pace as it was in the first or second, but still snapping the football with 20 seconds to go on the play clock.
Furco to throw, caught, reeled in by Griffin Gibson. Nice play action pass.
Boy, Gibby just snatches it out of the air there.
Quick release as well. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. Spotted at the 17. Play action again. Furco with a wide open space. He'll keep and trot out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
You get Tubeck going and you get Williams gashing the defense. Suddenly those blue helmets start to follow the running back. Furco pulls it down. Good little play action look there.
Gain of 9 on the play. Here's Tubeck, who scored the first touchdown today inside the 5, wrapped up on the play by Fred Flehan, the senior defensive end out of Las Vegas. Really with a touchdown-saving tackle.
And North Park's defensive line is playing very high. Not able to make any sort of difference on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
It is a first down for the Blue Jays. 1st and goal from the 4. Give to Tubeck. Dropped immediately.
Detlinger with the tackle. Coming around to make that tackle. You purchased a blue split the pot ticket.
No gain on the play, and now Scotty Williams returns. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Chase Hamby lines up at receiver for the Blue Jays. That's Gabrus in motion. Gabrus open. Furco has another man open as well, and that's the wide open Hamby for the Elmhurst touchdown.
First time we've seen the Jays under center all season. They do a little rollout action here, combo route. Hamby able to tiptoe the back of the line. Good find by Furco.
2nd touchdown for Furco in the quarter. 48-6. Trevor Spalding, a perfect 6 of 6 so far, with 4:24 left in the 3rd quarter. And make it 7 of 7 for Spalding, 49-6. Let's look at the replay and see all the options that Furco had available here.
Well, it's a 3-man combo route. He wants Gabrus in the flat, but Hamby comes wide open that time. 2 North Park players eyeing Gabrus. Forgot about Hamby in the back end.
I think he felt a little bit of pressure coming as well. Either way, it's now 49-6. Elmhurst with the advantage.
Well, the Chicago game is long in the rearview mirror at this point.
This coaching staff and the entire Elmhurst College football team would like to invite you to attend the 2012 second annual Elmhurst College Football Kickoff Classic.
Speaking of Tim Lester and his coaching staff, the Blue Jays are wearing special patches today. It's part of Coach to Cure MD. You can make a donation for the Coach to Cure MD by texting the word CURE to 90999 to donate $5, or also by visiting CoachToCureMD.org. Spalding with another kickoff. Cachero is deep, along with Porter. It'll be Cachero from the 8. Cachero angling right, leaps over one tackler, still on the move, and forced out of bounds by Gruchot at the 32.
Well, number 10's been pretty active today. They're asking him to do a lot in this defense. He's a free player as the free safety. He's been active on special teams as well.
Look at the replay on the return from Cachero. Nice little leapfrog move there. Here comes Gruchot, escorting him out of bounds. There's a new quarterback for North Park. Evan Rhodes, a senior out of Howell, Michigan.
And he is greeted equally as nastily as they did for Krebs.
Well, is this perhaps a reflection on the play of Krebs today, or is this a let's see what this guy can do?
Boy, it's a long season. You wonder if they still like Krebs. They obviously do. He's their leading rusher and allowing Rhodes now to get a shot at it. Perhaps it's just keeping him healthy for the long haul.
Rhodes has carried 4 times this year, and now he'll pass. This might be why. That's a perfect spiral. And a wide open Anthony Capello could not make the catch. First passing attempt by a quarterback not named Krebs this year.
Yep.
Perhaps he allows North Park to open things up a little more.
Rhodes puts a pretty good spin on it here. Eyeballing his tight end down the seam. Holds in the pocket. Pretty good look from the senior quarterback.
3rd and 8 from the 35. Rhodes will allow it to go straight ahead, and there's nothing there at all.
Boy, when this offense is going good, it's tough to stop. When things are going south, it's frustrating as an offense because you're limited in some of your options in the passing game.
Andrew Kick was the ball carrier. A gain of 2 out to the 37, 4th down and 6. One man who's been very busy today for North Park is the punter, Mark Howard. Nice left-footed blast. Fair catch called for by Corey Tunn at the 27-yard line. 2:57 to play third quarter, 49-6. Elmhurst with the lead. Joe Furco returns to finish out the third quarter.
He'll have his full complement of starting offensive linemen. Reserve receivers will join him along with Scotty Williams.
Furco is in the shotgun here.
North Park returns to a 2-deep safety look.
Williams on the move, shuffling left, continues to dance away. He could go. Penalty flags come in, though, at the 40 as Williams makes his way into the end zone for the touchdown. But I think this will be coming back from about the 43-yard line.
Terrific individual effort by Scotty. I know it's coming back, but the explosiveness is back for number 20.
73 yards if it holds up. Let's see where the penalty comes in here.
Well, the flag came down at about the 40-yard line.
No hold there. A block in the back is the call. That must have been it right there.
Yeah, they'll call it low.
No, there it is. Griffin Gibson with a little bit of a block in the back,
Sure.
and you can see that Andrew Saltzman right away was saying, you're going to throw the flag on that? Williams does receive credit for a 46-yard rush on the play. And Elmhurst will set up 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. That'll put Williams over 200 yards in the game. Here's two-back to midfield.
What a luxury two-back's been this year. Last year it was Williams and nobody else really carrying the football. Griffin Gibson shouldered the load a bit last year as we get a look at two-back here as running mate. But two-back coming into today had about 20 carries and 130 yards.
222 yards today for Scotty Williams. 1 yard away from third place on the Elmhurst all-time list. Dave Elks, 2,298 yards from 1963 through 1965. Here's two-back. Two-back with a huge run. Still on his feet. Down the far sideline. Shoved out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. It's been a run at will for the Blue Jays against this North Park defense.
Yeah, Jays now knocking on the door of 300 yards on the ground, doing their best North Park impersonation here. Check out the zone look here. They overload the right side. 2H back, seal the edge. Two-back able to cut back. Great vision, great explosiveness. North Park has allowed an average of 69 yards a game on the ground. The Jays just rolling up and down the field.
Furco with a handoff to a new running back for the Blue Jays. That would be Vince Gabris, who scored the touchdown earlier. Gabris, a tight end. Elmhurst with 356 yards on the ground today. Scotty Williams is now in third place in Elmhurst's career history for rushing yardage. Gains at least 3, close to the first down marker. They will not wave the sticks, so we'll give him a 3-yard gain, which will indeed move him up in the career charts.
Take a look at the body language. Take a look at the body language here, Tim, if you can, in the North Park. Reluctant to get into their stances as Elmhurst is really running the football right down their throat.
Williams still on his feet, into the end zone for the touchdown. Scotty Williams with his third touchdown of the ball game.
Is this kid terrific or what?
Well, we were waiting to see him in the first 2 games of the year. He has definitely emerged at Chicago and now here in the CCIW opener as well.
Well, coming into the season, Scotty Williams was unanimously identified as the number 1 playmaker coming back in the CCIW this year. He's starting to show why here today.
55-6 with under a minute to play in the third quarter.
Credit this offensive line, too. They have opened some huge gaps for both Tubeck and Williams here today.
Here's the Spalding point after, a little bit lower, but just like the previous 7, up and through. 56-6, Elmhurst in front with 46 9/10 left in the third quarter. Let's get a look at the run from Williams. Impressive here.
Terrific individual effort. Offensive line, as we mentioned, was great. Created the initial seam here, but Williams does all the work here, breaking 2 tackles.
3.
How about the balance, able to stay on his 2 feet?
4 missed tackles from North Park before the touchdown.
A lot of that at this point is got to be fatigue.
56-6, Elmhurst with the lead here at home.
Elmhurst routinely rolling up 60 to 70 and 80 plays in a game. They're at about 60 plays right now, and that defense having to roll out there snap after snap. The fatigue is starting to set in.
About the only area that North Park is winning right now in the game is time of possession. They will actually end up probably close to their season average in that department.
Which, in my opinion, Tim, is a tremendously overrated statistics, because if you can score in a minute, go ahead and score.
Cachero tripped up by Peyton on special teams at the 22-yard line. First and 10 for North Park. Will it be Krebs at quarterback, or will we again see Evan Rhodes?
Well, the Jays have far exceeded the 3-game combined total.
Rhodes is the quarterback for North Park.
Of points allowed by North Park so far this year. 56 by the Jays today.
Rhodes stumbles as he tries to keep. It's been that kind of day for North Park. Forward progress allows him to lose only a yard.
How about a little welcome to Langhorse Field here from Tyler Demas. Knifing through. Great form tackle. Nice job.
Drew Walkington is in the ball game for North Park as an extra running back here. Walkington along with Hassan and also Zachary Bates are the running backs. It is Bates in motion. Bates will throw as Rhodes catches Cachero for a gain of about 4, and the third quarter comes to a close. It is all Elmhurst here today. 56-6.
Well, if there were any doubts if the minds of this Elmhurst program would be in the wrong place after a 2-week layoff and a stunning defeat to Chicago, those threats were put to rest. They have come out today. Few missteps with the turnovers early. But they are making a statement against North Park in their first CCIW contest of the year.
56-6 as we head to the fourth quarter here in Elmhurst. The Blue Jays in control. Again, they'll head on the road next week to Wheaton. I'm Tim Calderwood. Tony Menestra is alongside. Next chance to catch the Blue Jays here at home will be on October 15th against Illinois Wesleyan.
Homecoming.
It is a 1 o'clock start. Only one other day game today, North Central at Carthage. Wheaton and Illinois Wesleyan, Milliken and Augustana. A couple of intriguing matchups will take place under the lights. 8 touchdowns for the Blue Jays today. 3 from Scotty Williams. 2 from the defense. 2 through the air. Incomplete pass, and it's punting time again for Howard. It's been one of the bright spots for North Park today, their punter Mark Howard.
Turned the ball over pretty well here.
His 7th punt attempt today, averaging 35.5 yards a kick with 2 inside the 20.
Tim, you talked about the upcoming games here. Obviously, the Wheaton game's a big one. Wesleyan's big. They're all big the rest of the way.
A low snap. Corey Tunn lets it bounce at the 40, picks it up at the 35, and he's upended across the 45-yard line at the 47.
The Jays were picked by the coaches in the preseason conference poll to finish 4th, narrowly behind Wesleyan for 3rd. North Central and Wheaton were the favorites at 1 and 2 respectively. But I don't think there's any doubt that these Jays, given the talent up and down this roster, are going to be able to compete week in and week out.
Joe Furco will remain in the ball game for the Blue Jays, but he does have a new running back. And the give is to the new member of the Blue Jays, Craig Swift, a freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas.
And Swift had one heck of a game against Olivet here under the lights at Langhorse Field a few weeks back. He is like the human joystick. Take a look at this kid when he gets in the open field if he gets the opportunity. He is lightning quick.
He'll receive credit for a yard on the play. 2nd and 9. Josh Schmidt in motion. Here is Swift crossing midfield, picking up 4 yards.
He is very slight in stature as Swift, the young man from Texas, but he has got some quicks to him, for sure.
Down to 13:55 to play. All Elmhurst this afternoon, 56-6. You caught the very first moments of the game. You would have definitely thought that North Park came out ready for this one as Joe Furco on the very first play was intercepted. But North Park failed to take advantage. The Blue Jays drove down 88 yards on 5 plays. Furco on an option, keeps, and a whole lot of the jersey on the tackle from Kanmu Dennis out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Furco having to adjust his shoulder pads.
Trying to run a little speed option and maybe get Swift the ball out in space, but North Park's defenders there forcing the issue in the backfield. Furco, a good idea, just eating it.
Here's the second punt for Sean Sullivan, the 3rd of the day for the Blue Jays. Joe Furco, a pooch punt early. Sullivan with a 33-yard punt in his only attempt. This will be gobbled up at the 28-yard line by Sawyer. And Sawyer crosses the 30 out to the 33-yard line. Corey Tunn upends it.
Well, in terms of the North Park offense, it looks like Tyler Krebs' day is done. His stat line, Tim, 1 of 9 for 3 yards passing. Ground game, 19 carries for 26 yards, an average of 1.4 yards on the ground.
And we're talking about a man who led the CCIW in rushing yards with over 340 entering play today. First and 10 for North Park. Rhodes rolling right. Lots of heat coming. And he's dropped. Justin Phipps.
They've had some success on the back end chasing down plays here. Slow to develop here for the Vikings. Check this out. Rolling out to the 2 receiver set. 3 into the pattern, and Phipps just hog ties him.
Well, what do you think happens when a defensive lineman is attempted to be blocked by a wide receiver?
How about 6'4", 230? Phipps, former basketball player.
Rhodes throwing deep for Cacharo, way too much. Coverage on the play defensively from Shane Meyer, a junior. A couple of 21s playing for the Blue Jays.
Great position by Meyer that time. Receiver stemming Meyer to the corner, coming back to the post. Meyer stays on top and inside. Great position for a corner. Third and very long.
14 to be precise with 12:04 remaining in the game. 56-6 Elmhurst with the advantage. Behind a solid rushing attack today. Rhodes from his back foot attempted at the one-hand catch from Zachary Bates, but he couldn't bring it into the body.
Little switch route here as the tight end and the H-back combo route. Had some troubles here in the backside on the boundary for the Jays today. That's the second time they've allowed the wheel route to come open. Fortunate they got the incompletion there.
24-0 North Central over Carthage in the fourth quarter. So the Cardinals' offense slowed down a bit by the Redmen.
Well, Kenosha's a tough place to play for anyone.
Corey Tunn backed up to the 27-yard line. Ducks under a tackler and works his way to the 31-yard line, where Elmhurst will take over on offense. It's still Joe Furco in the ball game at quarterback.
With the tackle.
He has Swift as the lone running back and a whole lot of other substitutions around him.
Joe will continue to operate with his starting offensive line. His skill players will all be second and third teamers.
Waves Schmidt into motion. Hands off to Swift. Shoulder high tackle made at the line of scrimmage by Mike Soderland on the defensive line.
Well, this is a tough spot for Swift to sort of prove himself and earn some carries down the road, because all those blue helmets in the North Park side of the ball are coming downhill. They know Furco's handing off.
Three wide for Furco here with the clock running. Play clock down to 10 with 11:10 left in the game. A handoff to Swift. Running right. Nice moves. Look at the shiftiness of Swift.
Like a video game out on the edge here is number 21. Take a look at this. Little reverse pivot. Seal the edge. Whoop.
I, in fact, instituted a few of those moves yesterday in the University of Virginia's win over Maryland in NCAA Football 11.
Is that the L2 button there, I think that was?
Schmidt in motion. First down for Elmhurst. Swift again, spinning towards midfield.
Well, just a dominant performance by this offensive line. We're starting to see some backups along the offensive line. A few starters still sprinkled in, but they have really controlled the line of scrimmage today for the Blue Shirts.
When all is said and done, Elmhurst is going to be close to 400 yards on the ground. They're at 381 currently, and there's still 10 minutes in the game.
What a testament to this offense and how multiple they are. They're able to go 300 yards in the air or 400 yards in the ground when they need to.
Soderland stops Swift at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Greco and Soderland with the stop.
Joe Furco might be under center here. He's certainly making sure that that play clock continues to run. He is under center. A tap to Archer Winberg as Furco slides left, throws, caught. Chase Hamby. Hamby, who hauled in a touchdown from Furco in the third quarter. keeps the sticks moving, and more importantly, the clock right along with it.
Yeah, Hamby's your slot receiver here to the short side of the field. He'll come all the way across the formation. Linebackers lose him. He's underneath the safeties. Good look by Furco.
Joe Furco with just his 15th pass attempt of the game. He's been efficient, though, 10 out of 15.
They've been good on third down, converting nearly 80% of their third downs, and they're 5 of 5 in the red zone.
1st and 10. Swift running right. Inside the 35-yard line to the 33.
Boy, if they can get Swift going now as a third head in that backfield, and the different dimension that he brings with his shiftiness, look out.
Greg Drain brought down Swift. Some valuable playing time here for the freshman.
Quality time with some starters along the offensive line still. Of course, working alongside Furco here.
8 minutes and change to play, 56-6. Schmidt in motion. In the belly of Swift, on the move, inside the 20-yard line, down to the 17.
You've got to be impressed with the conditioning level, and not just of the skill players, but of the offensive linemen here. Able to run an offense where you're barely snapping the football behind the 20-second mark on the play clock. And they've been able to engineer 80-play games. Today, knocking on the door is 70 plays already.
19 yards for Swift. He's at 39 in the ball game on 7 carries. 1st and 10 again inside the red zone. Furco bobbles the snap, but recovers at the line of scrimmage. Elmhurst, as Tony mentioned, has been perfect in the red zone today. Just in case, Spalding is warming up along the sideline. .7:05 to play. The hurry-up offense from Elmhurst that was so strong early on at disrupting North Park has suddenly become a stretch-it-out offense. Furco is not even standing under center until 10 seconds are left on the play clock. Swift.
Just a gaping hole off the left side.
Continuing to motor towards the 1st down marker. He's going to be close at about the 8-yard line. We'll see if they wave him on. Here's a look at the run.
Take a look at this gap. Goodness gracious.
Huge hole.
Adam Connors over there at left guard alongside the starter, Homoki. Able to part the gap and give Swift some running room.
A yard shy of the 1st down for Swift.
Tight splits here for the Jays.
Play clock down to 3 as Furco hands off to Swift. He's to the 5-yard line with another Elmhurst 1st down.
Swift is all of 5'4", 130 listed on the roster. How about him able to take a beating here? Carried the ball 8 to 10 times here on this drive.
The 25th 1st down of the afternoon for Elmhurst. 5:45 remaining. An impressive drive that started with just under 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Ball is spotted at the 5-yard line. Swift is the lone back. Play clock down to 3. Swift with the call. Shuffling towards the end zone. Shy at about the 2.
Well, perhaps the biggest gap in statistics that you look at is the yards per play so far. Elmhurst averaging nearly 8.5 yards a play, while North Park is struggling to get 2.5 yards a play so far on the day. So, big difference there.
Second and goal for the Blue Jays. Play clock at 5 for Furco. Hands off to Swift, and he's kind of steering a little bit towards the field as he lost his footing. No gain on the play. Swift came into the game today with only 7 carries. He's done that here on the drive.
No gain on the play.
He just lost his footing as he tried to change directions there.
Sure, Coach Lester will be happy to just put it in his belly 2 more times here. We're ticking under 5 minutes now remaining in the game.
56-6, Elmhurst with the lead. Not only ticking under 5 minutes, ticking down near 4 minutes to play. Swift to the outside, stopped. And coming on for the field goal will be Trevor Spaulding.
Well,
Trevor Spaulding, a perfect 3 of 3 this year in field goal attempts. As long as 35 yards. This will be 21 yards.
Plenty of opportunities for Trevor today. This is not much further than what he's been used to, accustomed to today with the extra point.
The field goal is up and good. With 3:12 to play, Elmhurst is 1 away from 60. 59-6, the advantage over North Park today. An impressive drive for the Blue Jays.
Certainly not a polished effort by the Jays, but a dominant effort nonetheless. They have come out and run over the Vikings. 59 points. And great job by the defense. Save for the reverse play to Cocchiaro, they have shut down the Vikings. Mentioned 2.5 yards of play. But North Park has not looked good offensively. And credit the Jays for really disrupting their rhythm.
That might be the understatement of the year. 417 yards rushing for Elmhurst, 123 through the air, 540 total. As Sullivan will kick off, and it bounces at the 20-yard line, where it is scooped up by Porter. And he's still on the move. Look at this run. Out to the 45-yard line.
And as you evaluate those 540 yards of offense, keep in mind the Jays have gone out of their no-huddle attack here for the better part of the last quarter.
And now Porter is limping to the sideline. Here's the return. Porter started out to the right.
Porter's still putting in good effort here.
Pretty good change of direction there. Evan Rhodes handles it himself. Picks up 5 yards to midfield with under 3 minutes to play.
Host of new Blue Jays out there on defense. Absolutely dominant performance.
Rhodes is under center. Fumble.
On the play.
Believe he recovered at 50-yard line.
Recovered by Rhodes.
It is indeed. Justin Phipps interrupting there as well.
Well, all the sights will be set on Wheaton next week. The Thunder have played very well at home against the Jays. Coach Lester will bring his crew down to Wheaton and hope to change their fates here next week.
Option for Rhodes near the first down marker with under 2 minutes left and a 59-6 Elmhurst lead. They will spot him short of the first down marker, so it's 4th and short for North Park. Elmhurst appears to be on the way to their 11th in a row over the Vikings.
Looks as if both teams in front will finish with the victories today, North Central and Elmhurst. Both moving to 1-0 in the CCIW. Tonight we'll get Wheaton down in Bloomington. They'll take on the Titans at 6 p.m. Milliken will travel to Rock Island to take on the conference's other Vikings at 6 o'clock as well.
Augustana surprising 0-3 to start the season.
And have not looked good.
Rhodes gains a yard. 1 minute to play. 59-6, Elmhurst with the lead. A pitch to the right side. And losing his footing is Drew Walkington. Freshman out of Woodstock. Picks up 4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 for North Park.
Done with the tackle. 36 seconds and counting for the Vikings. Doesn't look like they're going to take any shots at the end zone. They're just going to win one play and call it a day.
Handoff straight ahead. Kick is the ball carrier towards the 31, gaining 5.
Ought to do it.
And with 14 seconds left, North Park does not need to snap the ball again. But they will break the huddle here anyway, perhaps trying to hurry for one final play. They do work the play off. Walkington on the carry. Gained 6 yards, but that is the game. 59-6 the final. A statement for the Blue Jays coming out here at home.
Stung in the loss down in Hyde Park 2 weeks ago. But that bad taste in their mouth is washed away here today. 59-6 in their first CCIW conference game of the year, a game that the North Park Vikings certainly felt they had an opportunity in. A lot of confidence coming into today, 3-0, but the Jays have squashed that. Flex their muscles here today at Langhorse Field.
The victory bell has an opportunity to be rung here at Langhorst as the Blue Jays improve to 3-1 on the season, winning the CCIW opener by a 59-6 score. And Tony, a lot can be said about the way that Elmhurst came out and essentially beat North Park at their own game today.
Yeah,
rolling
absolutely.
up over 400 yards on the ground.
And the best part about it is as you go into the heart of this CCIW schedule, you don't want to put too much on film, and they did not get terribly exotic offensively. They ran the ball. It was Williams left and Williams right. Furco did what he had to do to throw the ball when he had to, but very simple, straightforward approach. Right at the offensive line, and there goes the bell.
3 touchdowns for Williams today, 2 for the defense, who was equally strong today, Tony.
How about it?
And especially you would think coming off of, well, you would think a little bit of a below-average performance where mistakes hurt them in the loss to Chicago.
Yeah, a lot of focus, and especially preparing for a team with an unconventional offense. The defense did a terrific job, as good a job as I've seen them play under the direction of defensive coordinator Coach Joe Adam over the last 4 years. They were outstanding this afternoon.
North Park was unbeaten in the non-conference portion for the first time since 2005. While the Blue Jays in the CCIW slate make a statement of their own with a 59-6 victory. Let's take a look at some of the final numbers in the contest today. 540 yards of offense for Elmhurst, 178 for North Park. The difference, 7.9 yards per play for Elmhurst, 2.8 for North Park.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. The time of possession certainly in the favor of North Park. They had the ball for the better part of the game, 33 minutes. We said in the open, Tim, that would be their key if they were going to hang, but it didn't make a difference. Elmhurst scored so quickly, oftentimes on 4- and 5-yard drives. They were able to just pull away from the Vikings.
North Park, Tyler Krebs, 1 for 9, 3 yards and an interception. He ran for 26 yards on 19 carries. Evan Rhodes was 1 for 5. He carried 7 times for 8 yards.
Very curious beginning to the game for the North Park offense. In the open, they threw the football more than they had in the entire season combined, and it was a very strange attack. But the Jays were up to the task.
Joe Furco was intercepted on the game's first play, but he finishes 10 out of 15. 2 touchdowns and an INT, 123 yards with a long of 45. For Elmhurst, Scotty Williams, 19 carries, 235 yards, 3 touchdowns. Craig Swift with 54 yards on 13 carries. Furco himself carried 5 times for 19 yards. A lot of spread around the receiving stats. Rodney Payton, 2 grabs, 59 yards. Vince Gabbritz, 2 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Chase Hamby, the other touchdown through the air, 2 catches, 20 yards in the victory for the Blue Jays today, who head on the road to Wheaton next Saturday afternoon. Our next video broadcast of Blue Jays football here on Blue Jay TV will come in 2 weeks when Elmhurst welcomes Illinois Wesleyan for the homecoming showdown. The Blue Jays start out the CCIW portion of the schedule exactly how they would have liked. A convincing 59-6 victory over North Park. That's going to put the finishing touches on our broadcast for this Saturday. For my partner, Tony Minestra, and for our entire Blue Jay TV crew, producer-director Glenn and cameraman Phil, I'm Tim Calderwood. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.